Hey guys, this is Sarvjit. This is my vlog number 4. I'm sticking to it no matter what. I will produce it because I think it helps me understand what I'm doing, and I have to write down at the end of every week what I've done and get to share some of those thoughts with you guys and also create some conversations around it. And let's roll the intro. This week was busy. It was the Oracle Open World. I used to work at Oracle from PeopleSoft days. I moved to Oracle. My second tenure at Oracle was in the Global Partnership and Alliances division when I was running the Cloud Center of Excellence program in that division. So I have been going to Oracle Open World for last 6-7 plus years. It's one of those events where you go get the pulse of the market and see what Oracle is doing and what their partners are doing. So this is purely data center applications, cloud talk. So Larry announced autonomous database, which was very controversial in a way that like people see that with some kind of doubt, like what is autonomous database. That was the first keynote address Larry gave. So and then autonomous Linux, actually that was another one. Actually that news came on the Bloomberg also, so media is covering it. I think without knowing what it actually means, I think most of the vendors will say that their stuff is autonomous, it's totally automated, it's less human interaction and so forth, but it's up for debate out there. You guys know pretty well what each vendor does and their tone and when they promise something and when they deliver. The gap between those two things, we know that some vendors have more than others. I'll stop there, I guess. Not throwing Oracle under the bus, but they are doing some good stuff. They announced a lot more regions. They will be coming live, and they think they will beat Amazon in the number of regions within the next 2 years. It has to be seen that the region means different things to different vendors and how big the data centers are, and that matters. You can talk about competing with your competitors, but I think the best way to think is compete against yourself, do better than last year, listen to your customers. That's what I have learned after working at quite a few technology providers and service providers. Some of them were both. It's just listening to the market, be in tune with the market, like what they need, what the pain points are, addressing those pain points. So let's see what Oracle does in next year or so. I think market is a beautiful thing. It tells you where you stand. The investors show up with their wallet, and then you know where they stand. My Oracle Open World kind of starts Sunday evening when I went to San Fran to have drinks with Neil and Nate. They were both here for Oracle Open World from UK. Awesome folks. That was fun, grabbing drinks in the evening. And then the next day, Larry's keynote I attended. So that was interesting. I always like going to the expo floors because that's where you get this unfiltered, real information from the vendors, what they're doing. When you attend their sessions, they're going to put up the best set of information and best numbers and all that stuff. But when you talk at the booth with the people who are experts doing hands-on work, they're always available. One or two people, like you get to talk to them, and that's how I think you get candid sort of information from them. On Tuesday, I went to Oracle Open World show floor, if you will, the expo. Spoke to a few more folks and visited the press room slash bloggers room slash influencers room at Oracle Open World, and it was fun. Witnessing some sessions there and all these sort of influencers from all over the world gathered there in San Fran. That was fun. I met some of my old buddies and some new. On Tuesday, I was on a panel which was live session with Bright Talk. Thanks Joe for making that intro, and then they contacted me and said, okay, I'll come talk about it. Because it's in my wheelhouse, if you will. That's the cloud infrastructure, data centers, and applications. How the application rationalization is happening, and what it is doing to data center footprint, and how people are moving to cloud, and why they are moving to cloud, and how the edge will sort of shape up, and how in my belief, the edge will help the smaller local vendors to start competing at certain level with the big cloud players. So we had an interesting talk there. It lasted for an hour. We were supposed to talk for 30 minutes. So I will put that link in this YouTube video in the description area. That was fun. And on Tuesday evening, I met Christina from IBM, a good friend of mine. I met her at IBM Think in January this year. Passionate about IBM, of course, passionate about technology. It was fun hanging around with her and her Blue Wolf team, which happened to be in San Fran. We met at Palace Hotel on 2nd and Market. You guys know that, people who have been to San Fran. It's a nice place. It was fun hanging around with them. I'm looking forward to talk to IBM folks in San Fran. They invited me to visit them and see what they're doing in digital transformation space when it comes to Salesforce ecosystem. And the Blue Wolf team actually focuses on that area. Services are pretty important to them. I had some interesting talk on how they are trying to weave in the Red Hat acquisition, and how the Red Hat acquisition will help them in their sort of space. We can talk about Red Hat and IBM for hours and see how they will do it. How will they assimilate the company, or can they keep the brand independent? Because I believe the brand independence for Red Hat from IBM is super important, just like EMC left VMware alone, because VMware had a lot of partnership and alliances with other companies like IBM, HP, Oracle, Microsoft, and on the other side, EMC was competing with some of these people on the storage side mainly, and some cases services side. So they kept them independent, and they let them work with HPs of the world and IBMs of the world. So I think Red Hat should be allowed to do that kind of work. So I remember when I was at VMware, we used to use some products from HP, and EMC, our parent company, if you will, they were not happy, but we did it because we had existing relationship with them. I think that's what it takes, looking at the long-term game versus looking at the short-term tactical sort of like quarter by quarter kind of stuff, right? I think IBM will do the right thing. I saw the IBM CEO appearing on Bloomberg twice this week, trying to put the message out there that how they're approaching all this pivot, if you will, or reinventing the company. I have faith in them. I think they will do it. That was on Tuesday, and on Wednesday it was fun-filled day. Spent some time with Neil, talking this floor of Moscone West, where that a lot of industry showcases, the startups and some mid-sized companies, some big companies actually, established names from South Korea and Japan and stuff like that. They were showing IoT solutions using Oracle Cloud and Oracle sort of product portfolio, if you will, in general. There was a display of Smart City, the SCM demo, and Neil was actually taking more information from the Oracle side. He was representing Oracle there, and he was filming a specific startup showcasing their solution. And I'm a camera fanatic lately, so I happened to see a red camera, which ranges from $50,000 to $70,000. It's camera what Hollywood makes movies with, and I saw that at Oracle Open World, and I happened to talk to the crew which was operating that, and there was I'll put a different video out there for that. We talked for a long time, and then I brought Neil into talking to these people, and it was a fascinating talk, so that was fun. In the evening on Wednesday, we went to the Cloud Fest, and one of my favorite, John Mayer, was there. He's a good songwriter and a singer and a great guitar player. We had great tickets in the booth, but I ended up going to the floor and being close to the stage because I play guitar also. So I just want to see how he does it and how fluent he is and how easy he makes it look like. Those riffs, those pulls, and those blues guitar. I can't explain how much I love it. So that was fun. Actually, that was the most fun-filled event I have been to in the last couple of months, at least, if not years. So Thursday and Friday, there was great, not debate, a discussion, I would say. There was a great discussion on Thursday and Friday around infrastructure as code. Rob, through his company, Rack-N, they're creating solutions around that. And then Mark Thiele jumped in and he kind of took that whole concept to the next level, and he called it continuously integrated data center. So I think we love that term because once the data center becomes like software oriented, if you will, like infrastructure becomes code, you need to have that continuous integration concepts applied to infrastructure as code. And most of the solutions out there are in Terraform, Ansible, Chef, Puppet, all that stuff, and there's some other like solutions from proprietary solutions from different companies and open source. They actually mostly happen to address the creation part of things, not the operations of that infrastructure. That includes Kubernetes. Kubernetes actually addresses the operations part because you can tell it the desired state, and then it keeps that many containers running for you and stuff like that, and it shrinks it and expands it based on your needs. But still, you still need bare metal at the end of the day. How you put bits on those, and how you bring up your infrastructure, and how you maintain that. We all know that the inventory of the system, how many servers you have, how many switches, routers, storage, and what being used where, like it's hard to keep up with that, and then how you can use that to your maximum sort of advantage, if you will, and how you maintain that on ongoing basis. That is the key. And then I think Rack-N is, if I understand it correctly, Rack-N is trying to solve that problem, and they're pretty good at it. The way I've spoken to Rob a few times. Awesome team, a small team doing big things. Today is Saturday. Just before I'm creating this video, I finished up a call with Rob, giving him some feedback on the video he created around this whole continuously integrated data center sort of concept. And I was trying to pick his brain on what is coming down the pike and how the roadmap looks. So I'm looking forward to meet him in a couple of weeks. He will be visiting here, San Fran area. So looking forward to it. Another gentleman who came to my work personally here to meet me on Saturday was Venkat. He's a good buddy of mine. I know him for a couple of years now, but we bump into each other at the tech sort of events in the Bay Area. He's doing a couple of podcasts, and he was here to talk about that. That was fun. Yeah, I'm creating this video on Saturday, and it's I can't find time on Fridays or other days, even though I plan to do that, but it's like too much. Yeah, that was the week. Bunch of people I met, a lot of fun at the Cloud Fest, a lot of technology talk, absorption, if you will, from Oracle, what they are trying to do and what their message. They're shifting markets, shifting like narratives, if you will. It's interesting to watch. Technology is such a fun thing to do. Yeah, that was my week. What about you guys? Share that with us. Like, share the learnings, share the fun stuff. Let's talk in person, in virtual worlds, Twitter, LinkedIn. Keep yourself out there. I think it's all about sharing the ideas, giving more than you take, and amalgamation of ideas give us new ideas and new ways to explain the pretty complex sort of topics. And if you happen to be in San Jose area, ping me. Actually, you can visit me here at the Spaces Spaces place, and this is in the middle of Silicon Valley, right on 237 and 880 crossing, almost next to Intel, if you will. Samsung US headquarters is like half mile from here, for example. Google Cloud is right there. Microsoft Cloud guys are right there. So is Amazon AWS out like big in one building next to their Microsoft and Amazon. Funny. And HP is there too. HPE, and next to them is the Google Cloud, very close to me, like a mile from here or so, or maybe 2 miles, I don't know. Yeah, keep in touch, stay healthy, stay happy. See you next week.